I don't normally narrate my railfan videos, but because I did the long introduction for this series of tram videos, I figured I'd include narration on this one. So I'll describe the trams. There's more description in the description below the video for numbers and classes and so on. So this is a Tatra T3 pulling through the Václavské náměstí tram stop. 8320 and 8321 is the trailing unit. They usually operate them in pairs nowadays, and the numbers are usually sequential, although not always. So that's another one, 8180, in front of Kino Svetozor. This is the exact Václavské náměstí tram stop, and here's 9162 coming in the opposite direction. It's a Skoda 14T. This was only a few seconds later, and there goes 8180 and 8181. So next is a Skoda 15T, 9395. This is Cafe Tramvaj 11, or Tramvaj 11, Tram 11. It's made out of an old Ringhoffer tram, and it's in the middle of Václavské náměstí. If somebody knows the exact class of this Ringhoffer tram, that would be great, because I don't have a proper roster of them in my collection, and I'm having trouble getting any information. But it is one of the old Ringhoffers, you can tell. This is a restored tram stop next to the National Museum, or the Národní Museum, and it's part of a larger restoration of the museum and the park around it. You can see some old photos there of the museum over the years. Going to be part of the cultural district. And they had this series of placards showing the history of the area. I don't know if these are still there, but I found them interesting. It'd be great to have a book of all this, I think, showing the maps over the years, both before and after the museum was constructed. One of the things you'll notice is there were a lot of tram lines going around the museum, and this tram stop is part of a restoration of the one on the right there, because that's a 1995 map there, and that no longer has it. And this is what it looked like back in the day. So there's a Ringhoffer tram. I don't know the number. And that's a different angle completely right there. But there's an old photo of the museum under construction, an even older one of it under construction when it wasn't even complete. And there's a Tatra T3 down by the Svatý Václav, or St. Wenceslas statue. That track is not currently in place, but they might put it back in when they restore this track past the museum. There's the restaurant Parnas, which is connected to Kavárna Slavia, and there is the Most Legier, Bridge of the Legions. And that's the River Vltava. And that's Kavárna Slavia with a Tatra T3 passing in front of it. And there's the Most Legier itself, the Bridge of the Legions, with a Tatra T3 pair. This T3 is not painted completely because it's one of the nostalgic ones that's going to be finished, or was going to be finished. There's the Manas Art Gallery, and that one's another Skoda 14T. This is probably my main night shot of the collection. This one is 9153. And then there's a KT8 pulling into Náměstí Míru. 9054. And here's another 15T pulling in, number 9303. Yeah, that's 9303. Here's another Tatra T3 pair pulling into Náměstí Míru. This little street through the square is only for trams and buses. It's not open to car traffic. The garbage trucks use it too, I believe. But it's not for public use, it's for city use. There's the very, very first Skoda 15T. 9201. And this is the Zvonárska tram stop. And Zvonárska for many years was only used for film shoots and for turning around trams when there was a detour, but you can see the service station's been set up there for regular service. And the reason is that Tram 23 is now one of the nostalgic tram services, complete with nostalgic tram stop sign there. And it doesn't work the old route from Kubanska na Mesto to Malovanka. It runs a slightly modified route from here, Vinohrady, to Kralówka, which is the next stop after Malovanka. So it's a shorter route, but it goes further at the north end of the route. So there's Vinohrady and all the stops in between. So it follows the route of the old 23, but it adds Kralówka and chops off everything south of Vinohrady. There's the Y, a rather complex one, that's used to turn the tram around. This is in a completely different neighborhood. This is in Smichov. The street is called Nadražny. This is the same street as the Star Prom and Brewery. And I took a bunch of tram shots on this street. So there's 9289, Skoda 15T. And there goes a pair of T3s. That's a special T3 that isn't in some of the rosters online, 5572. And 5572, as you can see, is for maintenance of way only. This shot is in Náměstí Bratří Cinque, which is a pretty good place to watch trams, actually. There isn't a junction in the square, but there are junctions at either end, so there's a lot of traffic. This is Divadlo na Fidlovačce. It's a theater which is behind where the camera is, but it has its own tram stop, and you can see a lot of action here. Generally services 7 and 11 use this one. So there's tram 9226 departing. And this is a little bit further up the street. There's 9352. And you can see Divadlo na Fidlovačce on the right there, just barely. That's Nusle Most. That spine down the middle of the bridge is actually a metro tunnel. So it's for both metro trains and street traffic, which includes buses but not trams. But under it, there is a tram line. So there goes another 15T. The street is called Yaromirova, and the closest tram stop is Svatoplukovo. This is further up the street. I just thought this would be a cool shot. I'm walking towards the river here. There's Ostričilovo na Mesto, and there's a Skoda 15T making its official stop at the tram stop for Ostričilovo na Mesto. There's a KT8. This is at Albertov, further up the street. This is in Smichov again. This is also Smichov, but a slightly different area. So, on the right you see that T3 pulling down the street. But I've actually run out of footage for this round. So, thanks for watching. I might release a version of this video without narration as well. So thanks for watching.